Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we're talking about coincidences, but not the normal kind, not, oh, we wore the same shirt coincidences. The kind that make you stop and think, is reality actually real? The impossibly perfect timing, the one in a billion chances that happened anyway. The moments where you thought, this can't be random. We asked people to share their most insane coincidences, the ones they still can't explain, the ones that made them question everything. Hit like if you believe in fate, subscribe if you don't, and comment your own impossible coincidence below. Let's see what happened.
I was at a coffee shop in Seattle. Ordered my usual latte. Barista calls out my name, Jennifer Martinez. I go to grab it. Another woman reaches for the same cup at the same time. We look at each other. She says, "That's my drink." I say, "No, that's mine. I'm Jennifer Martinez." She pauses. "So am I." Okay, common name. Weird, but whatever. Barista looks confused, checks the orders. 2 Jennifer Martinez's ordered within 30 seconds of each other. Different orders. We start talking. Same first and last name. We laugh about it, exchange numbers as a joke. Then we find out more. Same birthday. Not just day and month, same year. September 14th, 1989. Both born in California. Different cities, but same state. Both moved to Seattle for work in 2018. Same month. We're both graphic designers. Same industry. Both have younger brothers named David. At this point, we're freaking out. This is beyond coincidence. We compare more. Both went to state schools for college. Both are left-handed. Both have dogs. Both rescue mutts. Both named Charlie. We had the same life. Different people, but the same life. We became friends after that. It's been 4 years. We still compare notes sometimes. Last month, we both got engaged. Same weekend. Didn't plan it. Didn't know. I don't believe in fate or parallel universes or any of that. But this is weird. Really, really weird. What are the odds?
Same name, same birthday, same year, same career, same pet name. That's not coincidence. That's a glitch. The brother both named David. The engagement same weekend. At what point does probability become impossible? Statistically, sure, it could happen. But the compound probability of all of those things? That's millions to one. And they're still friends, still finding similarities 4 years later. Makes you wonder if there's some pattern we can't see. Or if it's just chaos that looks like design. Next story.
I was going through my late grandmother's photo albums. She passed away last year at 94. Sorting through decades of photos. Family gatherings, holidays, all the normal stuff. Then I found a photo I didn't recognize. Looked like the 1950s based on the quality and the cars in the background. It's a street scene, downtown area, people walking, storefronts. I'm about to skip past it when I notice something. In the background, there's a man. He's looking at the camera, blurry but visible. He looks exactly like me. Not similar, exactly like me. Same face, same hairline, same build. It's like someone photoshopped my face onto a 1950s photo. I ask my mom about it. She looks at the photo, says she's never seen it before, says it must be a relative. I compare it to my photos. It's not just similar features, It's me, down to a birthmark on my neck that's visible in the photo. The photo is dated 1954 on the back, in my grandmother's handwriting. I wasn't born until 1987. I show it to everyone, family, friends. Everyone says the same thing. That's you. But it can't be. The photo is 70 years old. I had it analyzed. Photo is authentic. Not manipulated, not photoshopped. This is from before digital photography existed. I don't know what I'm looking at. A relative who looked identical? Time travel that I don't remember? Or just the universe messing with me? The photo is framed in my house now. I look at it sometimes. He's looking right at the camera, right at me. It's unsettling.
A photo from 1954 of you. Born in 1987. And it's not looks similar. It's exact. Down to a birthmark. Relative, sure. That's the rational explanation. Genetic similarity. Family resemblance. But exact? Including a birthmark in the same location? The photo analysis confirming it's authentic from that era rules out most skeptical explanations. So either he has a great-great-grandfather who was genetically identical, possible but incredibly rare, or trails off, or time isn't as linear as we think. Moving on.
I had a flight booked from Chicago to Los Angeles. Business trip, important meeting. Couldn't miss it. Morning of the flight, everything goes wrong. Alarm doesn't go off, traffic is terrible, every light is red. I'm rushing, panicking. This meeting is huge for my career. Get to the airport 20 minutes before boarding. Run through security, get to the gate right as they're closing the doors. They won't let me on. Policy is doors close 10 minutes before departure. I'm too late. I'm devastated. Call my boss. He's furious. This could cost me my job. I'm sitting at the gate, crying. Angry at myself, angry at the universe. Then I hear an announcement. My flight number. Gate change? No. Emergency landing. Engine failure. Plane is returning to O'Hare. I watch it land. Emergency vehicles everywhere. People evacuate down the slides. Everyone survived. But there were injuries. Smoke inhalation, broken bones from the evacuation. If I'd been on that plane, I would have been in the middle section, right where the engine failed, right where the smoke was worst. I missed that flight by 30 seconds. 30 seconds that might have saved my life. My boss called back later, apologized, said he was glad I missed it. I quit that job 6 months later. Realized I was killing myself for a career that wasn't worth it. That missed flight changed my perspective. Made me reevaluate everything. Was it coincidence? Luck? Something else? I don't know. But every red light, every traffic jam, every delay that morning, they saved my life. I think about that sometimes. How chaos becomes pattern, how disaster becomes salvation. I'm still here because everything went wrong.
30 seconds between making the flight and missing it, between being in that smoke-filled cabin and being safe on the ground. Every single delay, every red light, every traffic jam, a chain of bad luck that became the best luck of her life. This is what people mean when they say, everything happens for a reason. Not because of divine intervention, though maybe, but because outcomes are decided by margins so small, we can't see them until after. And she quit her job 6 months later. The near miss gave her clarity about what mattered. Sometimes the universe has to throw you off a plane to wake you up. Next one.
I had a dream about my brother. Vivid dream, more real than dreams usually feel. In the dream, he's in a car accident. I see the intersection. I see the other car. I see everything. I wake up, panicking. Call him immediately. It's 3 a.m. He's annoyed. Tell him about the dream. He laughs it off, says I watch too many movies. 2 days later, he calls me. He's shaken. He was in a car accident. Not injured, fender bender, but the intersection, the other car's color, the time of day, all exactly like my dream. He remembered my call, remembered my warning. He says he hesitated at that light because of it, paused longer than usual. The other driver ran a red light. If my brother had gone when the light turned green, his normal reaction, he would have been T-boned at full speed, driver's side. Instead, that pause meant the other car clipped his front bumper. Annoying, expensive, not fatal. My brother doesn't laugh about my dreams anymore. I don't know what that was. Premonition, coincidence, subconscious picking up on something. But I saw that accident 2 days before it happened, down to the specific intersection and the color of the other car. It's happened since then. Not often, maybe twice in 10 years. I'll dream something specific, something mundane, a conversation, a place I've never been. Then days, sometimes weeks, later, it happens, exactly as I dreamed it. I'm not psychic. I don't believe in that stuff. But I can't explain this. Time isn't as fixed as we think. Or maybe our brains can access information we don't understand yet? I don't know. But I saved my brother's life with a dream. And I can't explain how.
He dreamed the accident 2 days before. Specific details, intersection, car color, time of day. And his brother hesitated because of the warning. That pause, seconds, was the difference between minor damage and potential death. Premonitions are documented. Not common, not reliable, but documented. Psychologists call it precognition. Skeptics call it confirmation bias. You remember the hits, forget the misses. But he remembers 2 days before. Called his brother at 3 a.m., that's documented, not memory distortion. And it's happened since, multiple times. Specific, mundane details that come true. Maybe brains can access time non-linearly. Maybe we're all connected to information we can't consciously access. Or maybe some people just know things they shouldn't. Next story.
My boyfriend and I were fighting. Bad fight. The kind where you question the whole relationship. We'd been together 3 years, talking about moving in together, but we couldn't agree on anything. That morning, we had the worst fight yet. I told him I needed space, maybe we should break up. He left. I was crying, felt terrible, but also like maybe it was the right choice. I decided to go for a drive, clear my head, no destination, just drive. Ended up downtown, decided to get coffee, try to think. Parking downtown is impossible. I'm circling, getting frustrated, about to give up. Then a spot opens right in front of a coffee shop. Perfect timing. I park, walk toward the shop, and my boyfriend is walking out of it. We both stop, stare at each other. He says, "What are you doing here?" I say, "Getting coffee." "You?" He says, "Same. I needed to think." We're both downtown, different parts of the city from where we live, no reason either of us would be here. Both decided independently to drive and get coffee. Both ended up at this exact coffee shop at this exact moment. I got the only parking spot in front of the shop right as he was leaving. We sat down, talked, really talked. Realized we were fighting about stupid things, stress, work, external stuff, not us. That coincidence, both of us ending up at the same random coffee shop at the same time, felt like a sign. We're engaged now, getting married next year. I don't know if I believe in fate, but that parking spot opening right then, that feels like more than luck. We were both ready to give up. The universe said, "Not yet." And we listened.
Both independently drove downtown, different neighborhoods. Both chose the same random coffee shop. Both arrived at the same moment. And the only parking spot opened right as he was leaving. This is the kind of coincidence that feels like a romantic comedy, too perfect to be real. But it is real. And they interpreted it as a sign, decided to work through their problems. Maybe they would have worked it out anyway. Maybe the coincidence just gave them the emotional push they needed. Or maybe the universe has a shipping department, and it wasn't done with them yet. Either way, they're getting married. The parking spot saved the relationship. Next one.
I don't play the lottery. Waste of money. Bad odds. I'm practical about finances. But my grandfather played every week. Same numbers for 40 years. His birthday, his wife's birthday, their anniversary, his kids' birthdays. Same numbers every week. He died in 2022. Heart attack, sudden. He was 78. We were at his funeral, family gathering after, sharing memories. My grandmother mentions his lottery habit, says he never won anything significant, maybe $50 once, but he loved it. She has his last ticket, bought the day before he died. Never checked it. Someone suggests checking it for fun. Closure. We pull up that week's numbers, compare them to his ticket. He won. Not the jackpot, but 5 numbers. $50,000. Bought the ticket the day before he died. Never knew. Never checked. My grandmother gets the money. Tax implications, but it's hers. Here's the really weird part. His numbers, the same numbers he played for 40 years, were based on family birthdays and anniversaries. The week he won, the draw was on my grandmother's birthday. The numbers that came up matched their anniversary and their kids' birthdays exactly. He played those numbers for 40 years, never won significantly. Dies, and the next draw, 2 days later, is the numbers he always played. My grandmother says it's his gift from beyond, taking care of her one last time. I don't believe in afterlife stuff, but the timing is impossible. 40 years of the same numbers finally hit after he's gone on her birthday. She used the money to pay off their house. Says every time she walks in, she thanks him. I still don't play the lottery, but I think about that ticket sometimes. Timing. 40 years, and he wins 2 days too late to know it. What are the odds?
40 years. Same numbers, every week. Never won. Dies. And 2 days later, his numbers hit. Probability-wise, it doesn't matter when the numbers hit. Each draw is independent. The odds are the same every time. But the timing, the emotional timing, his death, then the win, on his wife's birthday. She interprets it as a gift from him, providing for her after death. Science says it's random, coincidence. Eventually, those numbers would hit. But why that week? Why, after 40 years of failing, the moment he's gone? Maybe it's just probability. Infinite monkeys, infinite typewriters. Or maybe the universe has a sense of poetry and wanted her to know he's still there. Next story.
I was going through the worst period of my life. Depression. Severe. Couldn't get out of bed most days. Lost my job. Relationship ended. Felt like everything was falling apart. I was walking one day, forcing myself outside. Therapist said fresh air helps. It wasn't helping. I was thinking about ending it, genuinely. Had a plan. Felt like I had nothing left. I'm walking through a park, not really seeing anything, just existing. An older woman is sitting on a bench, feeding birds. She looks up as I pass. She says, "It gets better, you know?" I stop, look at her. "What?" She smiles. "Whatever you're going through, it gets better. I promise." I don't know this woman, never seen her before. I'm not crying, not visibly upset, just walking. I ask, "How do you know I'm going through something?" She says, "I can see it. I've been where you are. It gets better." I start crying, right there, in the park. This stranger just knew. She pats the bench. I sit. She doesn't ask questions, doesn't pry, just sits with me. After a few minutes, she says, "My daughter took her life 20 years ago. I wish I'd told her it gets better. I wish she'd believed me." I'm sobbing now. She holds my hand, stranger's hand, but it feels like exactly what I needed. She says, "You're here for a reason, even if you can't see it yet. Stay, please stay." We sit there for maybe an hour. Don't talk much, just exist together. Finally, she says she needs to go, asks if I'll be okay. I say yes, and I mean it. She hugs me, says, "Promise me you'll stay." I promise. She walks away. I never see her again. Don't know her name, nothing. That was 3 years ago. I'm better now. Not perfect, but better. I think about her sometimes. That stranger who saved my life by sitting with me on a bench. I don't know how she knew, how she saw me, why she was there that exact day. But she was, and I'm here because of it. I don't believe in angels, but if I did, she'd be one.
She was planning to end it, and a stranger on a bench said, "It gets better," without being asked, without visible signs, just knew. And she'd lost her daughter the same way, 20 years ago. This is the coincidence that feels most like design, most like intervention. Mathematically, sure. Stranger offers kind words, common. Happened to be someone with relevant experience, possible. But the timing, that exact moment, when she was in the park, when she'd made a plan, when she was closest to the edge, and the stranger was someone who understood completely, who'd lost someone to suicide and wished she could have saved them. She saved this person instead. 3 years later, she's still here, because a stranger sat on a bench at exactly the right moment. Some coincidences aren't about probability. They're about hope. 2 more stories.
My best friend died in a car accident when we were both 23. Drunk driver. He was the passenger. Wasn't his fault. His name was Marcus. We had been friends since we were 7. Brothers, basically. I didn't handle his death well. Blamed myself. I was supposed to pick him up that night. I was late, so he got a ride with someone else. That someone else got hit by a drunk driver. Marcus died instantly. If I'd been on time, he'd have been with me. He'd still be alive. I couldn't forgive myself. Fell into depression, stopped going out, stopped living, really. About 6 months after he died, I'm driving, radio on, not really listening. Song comes on, Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. That was Marcus's song. He loved it, unironically, would sing it at the top of his lungs, didn't care who was listening. We'd joke about it. I'd give him shit. He'd just sing louder. The song plays. I'm crying, pulled over on the side of the road, just sobbing. And I hear his voice, not literally, but in my head, clear as day. Stop blaming yourself, man. It wasn't your fault. Live your life. I'm not spiritual, don't believe in ghosts, but I heard him. Right then, my phone rings. Unknown number. I answer. It's his mom. Haven't talked to her in months. Too painful. She's crying. Says, I was listening to the radio. Marcus's song came on. I had to call you. I needed to hear your voice. We're both listening to the same song at the same time, miles apart, both thinking of him. His mom says, he'd want you to forgive yourself. You know that, right? I break down. Tell her everything. The guilt, the blame, how I can't move on. She says what I needed to hear, what Marcus would have said. It wasn't my fault. I couldn't have known. Shh. That song doesn't play on the radio often. Classic rock station, sure, but it's one of thousands of songs. But it played for both of us at the same moment when we both needed to hear it. His mom and I talk regularly now. We help each other, remember him together. I don't know if Marcus sent that song. Don't know if it was coincidence, but it changed everything. Gave me permission to live again. Every time I hear that song now, I don't cry. I smile and I sing along, just like he did.
The same song, at the same moment, miles apart, both thinking of him. And his mom calling right then, right when he needed to hear those words. Grief does strange things. Makes us see patterns, makes us need meaning in chaos. But two people hearing the same specific song at the same exact time, both moved to act on it, that's statistically unusual. Especially when that song was significant to the person they lost. Was it Marcus sending a message? Or just the universe being kind? Does it matter? It gave him what he needed. Permission to forgive himself. Permission to live. Sometimes coincidences are just comfort wearing the mask of probability. Last story.
When I was 16, I kept a journal, wrote in it every day. Dreams, plans, what I wanted my life to be. I was very specific. Wrote about the person I wanted to become, the career I wanted, the partner I'd marry, the life I'd build. At 18, I moved away for college, left the journal at my parents' house, forgot about it. Life happened, went to college, started a career, met someone, got married, had kids. I'm 38 now, visiting my parents, cleaning out my old room. They're downsizing. Find that journal. Haven't seen it in 20 years. start reading. And I'm stunned. I wrote about wanting to be a teacher. I'm a teacher. I wrote about meeting my partner at a coffee shop. I met my husband at a coffee shop. I wrote about having 2 kids, a boy first, then a girl. I have 2 kids, boy first, then girl. I wrote about living in a blue house with a big backyard. We bought a blue house with a big backyard 3 years ago. I wrote about traveling to Ireland. We went to Ireland last year. Every major detail of my adult life was in that journal, written when I was 16, before any of it happened. Not vague wishes, specific predictions, details that came true. I don't remember writing most of it. It was 22 years ago, but it's my handwriting, my words. My husband read it. He's freaked out. Says it's like I wrote our life before we met. I ask him if I ever told him about the journal, about what I wanted. He says no, never. But I built the exact life I wrote about, without remembering, without trying. Did I create this life because I wrote it? Did writing it make it real? Or did I somehow know this is how it would be? See the future and write it down? I don't have answers, but I'm keeping the journal now, in my nightstand. Sometimes I read it. It feels like I'm reading someone else's life, but it's mine. I've started writing again, new journal, about the next 20 years. I'm curious if it'll come true, or if I'm just creating it by believing it will.
She wrote her future at 16, every detail, and then lived it. This is different from the others. This isn't coincidence finding you. This is creating coincidence or predicting it. Psychologists call this the self-fulfilling prophecy. You write your goals, subconsciously work toward them, achieve them. But she forgot about the journal, didn't remember writing those things, didn't consciously pursue them. Yet every detail matches. Coffee shop meeting, 2 kids, boy then girl, blue house, Ireland trip. Did her 16-year-old self somehow see the future? Or did her subconscious spend 20 years building toward those written words? Or is there a template for her life, and she tapped into it, saw the pattern before it emerged? She's writing a new journal now, for the next 20 years. If it comes true, is it prophecy or planning? Vision or manifestation? Maybe both. Maybe the line between seeing the future and creating it is thinner than we think. Maybe reality bends toward our beliefs, or maybe we bend toward reality we've already glimpsed. Let me wrap this up. So those were 9 stories about coincidences that make you question everything. The same name, same birthday, same life. The photograph from decades before birth. The missed flight that saved a life. The dream that predicted tragedy. The parking spot that saved a relationship. The lottery won 2 days too late. The stranger who appeared at exactly the right moment. The song that played for 2 people simultaneously, and the journal that predicted a future not yet lived. 9 impossible coincidences. 9 moments where probability seems to break down. Are they signs? Messages from the universe? Proof that reality is designed rather than random? Or are they just statistics? With 8 billion people having experiences every day, some will overlap perfectly. Infinite monkeys, infinite typewriters. Eventually, everything happens. The rational explanation is probability. Given enough opportunities, unlikely things become inevitable. But it doesn't feel that way, does it, when you're the one experiencing it? When you find your name in a book you bought randomly across the world, when a stranger saves your life by sitting on a bench, when you write your future before living it. Maybe both are true. Maybe reality is chaos that occasionally creates meaning. Or maybe there are patterns we can't see yet, connections we don't understand. Maybe coincidences are just probability wearing a mask, or maybe they're glimpses of something bigger. If you've experienced something like this, a coincidence so impossible it made you question reality, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe for more mind-bending stories, and definitely share your own experience in the comments. I want to hear them. Because the more of these stories you hear, the less coincidental they feel. Maybe we're all connected in ways we can't measure. Maybe time isn't linear. Maybe reality has Easter eggs hidden in it, waiting for us to find them. Or maybe it's all random, and we're just pattern-seeking creatures trying to find meaning in chaos. Either way, these stories make you think, and sometimes that's enough. Thanks for watching. Question everything. Believe in something. See you next time.